this is going to be the best Hobonichi unboxing ever because there is no box. I have received my Hobonichi order from Japan. I ordered directly from the store there because I wanted to get some smaller things, and adding it all up and adding the shipping cost to it was cheaper than buying somewhere here in the States. So I did that and added small things to it. And the reason why this is going to be the best Hobonichi unboxing ever is because I already lost one item that I replaced because I had lost it. Well, this is going great. I did order 1 week's. There it is. This is what I was talking about. Okay. And then I got a surprise package by my friend Amy, who sent me this. But let's dive in, and I will show you what I got, and then I will tell you what I'm going to use all of those things for. So these are the 3 planners that I will be using from Hobonichi that I will be using in 2024. The free bag gift came with the hone, and then these are the additional items that I purchased in the store that made it cheaper to get them from Japan. So the first thing that I got is this green stencil. I am going back and forth between using this square as a to-do list item, and I'm really obsessive about making the perfect square. So when I do squared to-do lists, check boxes, then I need this stencil. So I got another one. I also really like using this as a ruler. And this edge right here works really well when tearing off washi tape. So I got this to replace the one that I have lost, and I can tell you that because this now is in my house, I'm pretty sure that I will find the one that I have lost. But you can never have too many green stencils from Hobonichi. The other thing that I received is is this postcard book from Tomitaro Makino, I think is the actual name. Doesn't say on here. If I am not mistaken, he was a botanist who did botanical illustrations at the end of the 1800s. Do not quote me on that. I will have to do research, but that's what I gathered from other videos. And for some reason, I was always under the impression, 1862 to 1957 was his blah blah blah, the year he was born and the year he died. I really like this, but I don't need another A6 cover, and so I thought, you know what, I can get those postcards and use them in journals. I can use them, this is the way it goes, I can use them in journals, I can use them to send to friends and include in Happy Mail, so I can have this without having to buy yet another cover and getting his beautiful illustrations. So that's exactly what I did. This was about 999 yen. Does it feel like the amount it cost? I thought this was pretty affordable. I'm not the most successful person in using up postcard books. I still have the postcard books that I bought when I was here as an exchange student in 1996. So yeah, I hope my pen pals can expect some of these in future Happy Mail. This is beautiful. It also really encourages me to just try these things for myself. So I got this because I really love his illustrations. I was also going to get the Tomitaro Makino Weeks, but I didn't really like the design. Then I missed out on this cover. Again, I'm really trying to limit the things that come into my house. I missed out on this cover, and then after I realized I would have really loved to own this. But I love that they made this a pencil board now, because that I can totally use. Oh, I also really like the back of this. This is Hiroko Kubota, who also made this Weeks, and where I was able to snag the Weeks for next year as well. So I'm really glad I have this in my possession now, and I can use this in my multiple journals. And yeah, I'm just starting a new A5 journal, so I can use this in here. I also got a cover on cover for the Hon and a new Hobonichi Weeks cover. I really try to limit the amount of cover on covers that come into my house, but this one is already breaking, and I think it's falling apart back here. Nah, not that much. Maybe I'm just going to keep this for now. I thought it was falling apart more. Oh yeah, here you can see. Usually I just use tape when they rip right here and glue it, because I just want to I really like the pen loop. I just recently saw the very simple Hobonichi Weeks cover by Galen Leather, and that might be something that I will add in the future. But here is another one of those. Oh my God, look at the cat hair. Because I feel like I need to replace this really soon. Let's hope this leaves a little while longer. I wish it wouldn't break so easily, so you could just swap the same cover on cover over every year. I like that, well, there is no pen loop for this, which is good because that's not a breakable place in this. And then let's go, I got 2 of the Hobonichi pens. These are the ones that I use for my planner, and so I'm really glad I got more. And I really, really like the color scheme this year. Do we want to check this? I haven't opened it yet because I don't really think I'm going to use it. Oh, it's the one that everybody got. The How Are You Today bag. Can I critique Hobonichi? I will. If you want to hear it or not. What exactly is this supposed to do for me, except maybe I'll give it away, or I'm gonna throw it away and then it litters the landfill? I'd rather not get this, to be honest, and then having to think about ways to use this, because to me this is just a waste of resources, to be honest, and I don't use these things. So if you want it, let me know. I'll send it to you, and I'll put in a sticker if I still have some, and yay. But this is totally, if it was something that was actually really useful, like maybe a stencil or a sticker, or I don't know, I would be really happy to receive yet another item that, because I purchased a full year planner. But this just feels very wasteful and unnecessary to me. There you go, Hobonichi. I critiqued you. I'm not going to be excited about something that I don't really like. But I'm really excited about this. So I got, as I said, I got three things. I got an A6 Hon with the Tomitaro Makino cover. This is the Japanese version because the English version hasn't been released yet. And because I don't really mind getting the English or Japanese edition, I also got the Japanese edition on this Hiroko Kubota weeks, because I don't read the quotes at all. I don't use these quotes. They don't have to be there for me. I'm not buying this planner because of the quotes, and so I don't read them. I really like that this is a sturdy. It's not like if you would read a hardbound book, those covers are really hard. This is still pliable, but it's not easily bendable like what? Like the actual Hobonichi, like this. So there is really a difference in between the sturdiness of both of these books. Even though I really like covers, they add a lot of bulk, and I don't need the bulk. So this is the perfect solution for me, especially for the way that I'm planning to use this. I would totally love to use this planner as an actual planner, but I did do daily planning for a while, but somehow it became too repetitive because I never did my tasks to move my tasks from day to day to day. So now I am planning in a Hobonichi weeks where I put my to-do list, if I put one, which hasn't been, but when I was doing this actually diligently and successfully, I would have a weekly to-do list on the right side, and it would absolutely work really well. And so I don't move the same task over from day to day to day to day. So that's why I don't use this as a planner. I would love to, though. I just love the paper. Oh, this is also the new Sanzen Tomoe River paper. We will figure out how this works, because this is going to be this. I have started at the I think at the beginning of August, I have started using this old Hobonichi A6 Avec as yet another ink journal. In my opinion, you can never have enough ink journals, and so every time I would ink up a pen with an ink, I would put an ink swatch here. I would put down my first impression. Here is the name of the ink. Here is the name of the pen. I would put down my first impression, and then when I had written with this for a longer time, I would put down my evaluation of the combination. And I plan to use this the exact same way. So every month I have about 30 pages for all of those explorations. I can put in troubleshooting when I'm I have a notebook where I do troubleshooting. So I want to put all of this in here. When I receive new items, basically the unboxing and the swatching will go in here. And I hope that is enough space for me. I like that it's a small format. I wasn't sure if I was going to go with A5, but I like that it is less overwhelming that way. It's absolutely enough for me to use it like that. In August, I used just 1 page per day, but then when I did 30 days, of course, if I wanted to use 1 page per day, I would have to use the front and the back, and it both work really well. And then here, for instance, is my San Francisco pen show haul. There's the washi that I got. There's the ink swatches. There's the pen tests. That's what I imagine doing in here. I think I'll use the monthlies for ink swatches. Maybe I'll put every ink that I receive during that month in the monthlies. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'm doing it, maybe I'm not doing it. I started putting the labels of the ink vials that I empty out during the time that I'm using this in here as well. And yeah, this is what I'm doing with this horn. And because I'm using it with ink, I decided that it would be much better to have a cover on here. This is really huge. Do we want to try this? Oh yeah, we were already talking 15 minutes about one single item. That's not true. I already showed you all the snippet. Sorry for the noise. And then we also get this pencil board here with a pen loop. Yes, I like this. The way to not stretch these and already put pressure on those is to fold the cover all the way back and then slide it on and put it all the way to the front. Now I have to... Actually, it's not as big as I thought, and I really like how this feels and how it looks. Yep, I can live with this. I really like this. When they first introduced it, I was the person who said, who needs a hardcover A6? Well, this is actually, I prefer this to the Hobonichi. How is the pen loop? It's a plastic one. How do we get this out here? Here. And I guess it's not a pen loop, it's a clip loop. So you can clip, put the clip through and have this on here. I think that's really clever to have this on the pencil board. If I was going to use this as a planner, this would totally work. I don't need this clip, this loop here, so maybe I'm just going to swap it out with one of the pencil boards, the printed pencil boards that I have in my stash. I should have bought this design, but I didn't. As I said, I don't really want to amass, even though I love all the designs, I don't want to amass all the things. And then we have this booklet that I'm totally going to cut out and use as ephemera at least once. There is more. Oh, it's here. Tomitaro Makino was born in Sakawa. Is it a V or a W? A rural village west of Kochi City on the 24th of April in 1862. His curiosity in plant life soon developed into a devotion for botanical research. 2. At the age of 22, he moved to the capital to pursue his interest at Tokyo University. 3 years later, he launched the botanical magazine Tokyo, an esteemed journal still published today. An avid field botanist, Makino collected some 400,000 botanical specimens and named over 1,500 new species and subspecies of plants during his life. Awesome. I really like this. I was curious to find out more, and I'm really happy that they put the English translation on the back. I assume this is the front. The same information, just in Japanese. Yeah, the numbers totally match. So I like this, and I will keep this because I was very curious to learn about this dude. Then we have my cat already clawed this week's. We have the Bow and Tie Cats and Me weeks. This is going to be my planner for 2024. And this is weird. Maybe it's because it's lighter. It feels more pronounced, or maybe it's because there is a cover on this. This is so up and down. And I think the reason why this is because of the weaving that is done here with the cats, because they have to move those threads that you can see here, the colors, underneath the main fabric. That's why it's up and down, because here you can see there's no, what is this, weaving? It's not embroidery, it's weaving. So that's why there is these up and down things. I personally don't have a problem with this. I know that some people don't like that and they think that this is sloppy. I will put a cover on it, and I don't think it's visible. This is the English weeks, and as I said before, my friend Amy surprised me with a package where this week's was included, which I'm super excited about. I was already going to buy this week's, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't order it with my Hobonichi order, and now I got it as a present, which is super cool. And I like that my bunny here has the bow right underneath the 23, and I have this cat sits right on top of my 2024, and this cat with the yarn ball is here. I like this, absolutely, very much so. So I'm going to look forward to using this. I am very minimal in decorating. Basically, I don't. I put a sticker, this is mine, on the front here. This is also mine. And then I use highlighter to highlight my work days. And I use different colors of this Hobonichi pen to write down my to-do list. I divided this up into different sections. I'm currently not the best at keeping up with my planner. The reason why that happened is because I went to a plotter because I thought it was going to give me more flexibility with the back pages. That totally failed. I didn't even use the planner anymore. And so I said, I'd rather have less flexibility with the back pages and actually use this planner than have a planner that is amazing, but that I don't use. So I'm really looking forward to starting fresh in this planner. I'm not sure if I'm going to start when this planner starts. It starts usually the last week of November, with the week where the 1st of December is inside. And to be honest, not that I really care, because I think this is also English, but I never read those quotes, ever. And I think I like them to be Japanese more, because then I don't even get tempted to read them. So this is what the weeks is. If you need a more in-depth version and look at it, there's tons of those videos on YouTube at the moment. I just rather tell you how I'm using those. I already pre-ordered another sticker set from Midori Travelers Company. I really like having the monthlies tabbed here, and I just use the mini stickers from them to put here. I'm going to do that with next year's as well, when the stickers come in October sometime. What I did last year, and I don't have any of those left, so I must have lost them. I cut these. These are like I don't know why they are in there even, these sheets to protect the weeks. And I cut those down to the size of one page. And then I also put one of those tabs here, like this memo. Maybe I put info or some sort of tab here on the edge, and then I use this as a bookmark. I prefer this to the pencil board, because, so let's say this is this week, which actually is happening this week. I open this and then I see this side, but I don't see what's underneath here. And especially when I have my to-do list here, it's, so where is a to-do list? There. So I open this, I see, okay, this is what happens here, but I don't see this. I need to take it out. I put it somewhere, I close this, I forget it. But if I have this clear one in here, then I open it, because I have a tab here, I can find it. I open it up. I don't even have to take this out because I can clearly see what's on the other side, which I absolutely love. And I have seen several other people do this too. So this is not my invention, but I wanted to pass it along because you should do it too. And then the very last Hobonichi item that I purchased. Oh, each week's also has one of those sticky pockets that you can put in. And I actually did that. Did I? I'm not sure. Talking. Nope. Didn't stick it in. I'm using the flap here. And last year I bought this and I really like it. I totally like that I can close it and everything is safe inside. The last weeks that I purchased is the second Hiroko Kubota weeks that I bought. The first one was last year, 2023. Oh, I like that this is black. I love it. So there was this rainbow foil right here, and now it's on here. I think she's a she. I'm not sure. They do amazing designs. I just love the atmosphere that they convey with their art. And so it was out of the question that if they offered another design by them, that I was not going to get it. And I was extremely afraid of how the shiny Hobonichi weeks would hold up to my use. You know, or I tell you all the time that I'm not really very precious with my items. Trying to be better, especially with fountain pens that I'm not sure I'm going to sell, and I think I'm pretty successful in that. But this is what the cover looks like. I did not put a cover on this. It didn't feel right. I like the way this cover feels without anything on top of it. And I think now that we are currently in September, this really looks great. I started using this when I received it in November of last year, and it still looks really good, and I'm sure it will hold up for another how many months? 3 months of usage. So yeah, I'm excited. Her. Okay. So she's a she. Born 1971, illustrator, uses acrylic, gouache, etc. to draw landscapes, people, and animals. Uploads her artwork regularly to her Instagram homepage. This is this. Interesting. This is super interesting. I'm going to check her out on Instagram to add to my feed. Yeah, I really don't have anything to say. As I said, I am going to ignore whatever is written down here. And that's why, because the English version was sold out, I just got the Japanese version. Let's check what so this is the English version. It still has, it's a little bit different in the design, but the spacing is exactly the same. The numbers and the days of the week are switched, which is okay, which is, of course, if we have the Japanese version, the Japanese word for Monday is above the English word for Monday, or abbreviation for Monday. I don't really, because it says May here. I was like, why does the English version not have the word for May, the month here? But yeah, it's swapped around. So there's really minor differences in between, which do not, let's look at the month, do not affect me. I actually really prefer that there is a number here instead of the month, and the monthly basically looks the same. So yeah, okay, the Japanese holidays maybe they aren't included, I think. What if we go to July? Nope, no holidays. What is here? Yeah, so Japanese holidays, I don't think I'm going to use these monthlies at all. I'm going to use this exactly the same way as I used my weeks this year. Every time I journal, this is basically my ink. I call it my ink jotter. Every time I use a fountain pen in my journal, I am putting it here. I'm also logging when I clean pens, when I ink pens, when I get ink Happy Mail, either purchased or from friends. And then in the back, I have a list of inks I would like to try on the My 100, which I don't think I'm going to continue here. I have a list of things I would like to sell, list of things I would think about selling, a fountain pen wish list, 2023 acquisitions, stats that didn't work out well, so I started another stats page, and this one worked much better after started it. I copied this basically from Karina, my total pens, the pens that got in, out, if I sold any nips that I got without a pen, inks, bottles, samples, so I can keep track of what is coming in, what is going out. And so I'm doing this at the end of every month. I'm doing a stock inventory, which is really interesting and informative. Several lists, like things to explore in the fountain pen realm, what I purchased at the San Francisco Pen Show, how much I spent, and then just testing things. I was originally trying to do this. Where is the journal? This in here, but it just didn't work out. I didn't have enough space for writing, and there is more space here. So I decided to not continue it in here. Then I moved into my actual Hobonichi inks that I tried when I met up with people. And yeah, so thoughts of pens that I want to ink, a list of width that I found on the Goulet website, inks and pens that I want to ink up, that goes in the notes section, and then I put down how many days I journaled. Haven't done a count on June, July, August yet, but that I will fill in, and then I can see how many days of the whole year I actually journaled, which is something that I'm curious about, but is not a measure. So that's what I do with this week's, and I'm really looking forward to adding another one. Is this necessary? Absolutely not. Could I have used something else? Absolutely yes. Do I like Hobonichi? Yes. Do I want to use Hobonichi products? Yes. Do I want to find ways on how to use Hobonichi products if I don't use them as planners? Absolutely yes. So that's the reason why I bought what I bought. here's a little second, third look at what I got this year. And I'm super grateful to Amy for thinking of me and sending me this amazing weeks. Where is the pencil board? It's gone again. I'm losing things and I'm losing my mind. I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my very rambly, totally unnecessary Hobonichi unboxing. I will see you soon. Until then, bye.